Hi everyone. Today we're going to have a flight from Bolzano, Italy to Geneva, Switzerland. Bolzano is an interesting area. It's a northeast part of Italy. It's based in the Alps, so surrounded by mountains, as you can see from this image. And they do speak German, although is Italy, but it used to be part of Austria over 100 years ago. So that's why they speak German. It's a beautiful area, and it's going to be a beautiful flight with a view over the Alps. We're going to fly with a business jet, Embraer Phenom 300e. It's a fantastic jet. Can carry up to 6 passengers. Can be flown by one pilot, although sometimes there is a co-pilot, but can easily be flown by one. We're going to do an IFR flight, instrument flight rule. We're going to depart going south, following the IFR that we've been cleared for the route. So we have a departure runway, I believe is 22, then we go south, and then we go over the south part of the Alps. We're going to cross an area that is in Italy, showing all the various lakes, Lago di Como, Lago Maggiore, Lago di Garda first, beautiful area, and then we start crossing the Alps. We're going to go to Lake Geneva, and from there we are going to do an approach or an arrival over the Lake of Geneva, and then an approach on the runway. I forgot. We're going to check. So let me show you the route I already prepared. I have used the Navigraph, and then SimBrief. So this is Navigraph, and I have actually, this is the older route. Let me show you the new route. When I ran the route with the SimBrief, they changed it. Actually, what we are going to do, because we also have to change the time, let me start the simulator first, and then we can adjust the time and reroute the routes using the correct time. Okay, so right now, this is this flight, or at the moment we are using a 2D screen, and eventually we'll move into virtual reality, so I'm gonna wear the goggles, and it will feel like being inside the aircraft, at least for me, but you can see the images will completely change. So this is how the aircraft looks like. We can go around a little bit. It's fantastic aircraft, beautiful model, very powerful, by the way. Passengers are not in there yet, as you can see. But we are already, this is the Bolzano area, so actually this is the Bolzano airport. Right, so this is the color I picked, this livery, but I saw other liveries as well. So we're gonna open the aircraft, we're gonna open the door, we're gonna open the cargo doors, load the luggage, load the passenger, prepare the route, initialize the aircraft, prepare the route, and then we are on the way. So let me get this point, let me work on the route. What we are going to do, we're going to look at SimBrief. And before that, actually, I'm going to adjust the time. So the time, I'm going to make it departing at 6 p.m. from Bolzano. It's basically 6 p.m. in Bolzano. I took the time back in order to do a daily flight. Otherwise, it would have been a night flight. So here we go. Weather is whatever is the weather at the time of the flight. At the time at 6 p.m. in Italy. So they actually it takes the real weather from the information that the simulator has. So this is, we're gonna edit the flight first. Okay, so we're gonna use the 22nd of August and departure 8:15, probably may take a little longer. Maybe, let me see, maybe 8:20, let's give it 20 minutes to start. LIPB is Lugano, sorry, is Bolzano, and LSGG is Geneva. We always have to have an alternated airport, so this is Zurich Airport. So the aircraft is the Phenom 300e. This is the call sign. We are going to regenerate the flight. And let's see what route is going to give us based on the time, and then we can take a look at it. All right, so here we are. Just to give you an idea, I'm going to import the flight into Navigraph so you can see it better. Okay, all right, so this is Navigraph, and you can see how the flight is going to look like. So we're going to depart from Bolzano. As you can see, is in a valley. Our aircraft is positioned here. This is our aircraft, and we are going to use, I think it's runway, runway 19. And they give us the departure procedure as 1S. So we're going to go south. Then at this point, we should already have reached a pretty good altitude. Then let me see if I can add the altitude here. So, okay, I don't see it here, the altitude. No, actually there was already, okay. So we should have already reached a quite good altitude. And then, as you can see, they send us south, probably to avoid the height of the Alps. And then we're gonna follow over Lago di Garda, Lake of Garda. This is Lago di Seo. This is all in Italy. And this is Lago di Como, Como Lake. So we have Como here and Lecco here. Then this is Lugano Lake. So this part is actually in Switzerland. The whole lake is in Switzerland. And then we have Lago Maggiore. It's a lake that I used to visit often. Every time I go back to my home in Italy, where I'm actually from an area called Bustarsizio, which is this one here. And this is Malpensa Airport. This is Milano. So as you can see, it's a beautiful area with the lakes. Then we're going to go over Aosta, and then we're going to get close to Geneva. We're going to go northeast. And then from here, we will do the approach to Geneva Airport. All this is going to take flying time about, I don't know, we can check here. So the flying time, okay, air time is about 55 minutes. Block time, departure and arrival, 1 hour and 23 minutes. They're gonna send us to a 32,000 feet altitude. The traveling distance is 300 nautical miles. Average wind is going to be windy, at least at 32,000 feet. We're going to have 51 knots wind. The direction is going to be 268, so northwest. Then we are going to have 8 passengers. That means we're going to have 6 passengers plus the pilot and the co-pilot. We're going to use about 555 kilograms of fuel. The block fuel, which includes the reserve and everything, is 1.2 tons of fuel. 96 kilo of baggage we're going to carry. The total payload is 731 kilograms, and the empty weight of the aircraft is 5.1 ton. So everything, it's being calculated by the computer. This is the actual route, so we're going to follow all these waypoints here, so is LIPV is Bolzano, and then this is departure. Then we go direct to EVRIP, then to this, and so on until we get to the arrival. And then, of course, we will have to set the approach. So we're going to generate a document. This is the flight document. So all this information are actually about this flight, about the trip, the fuel, how much fuel we're going to use. Some of the information we already watched. We already checked now, and then we have all the information about the departure time. So we start at 18:20, and we are going to take off at 18:40 approximately. We're going to land at 19:35, and then we are going to arrive at the gate at 19:43, more or less, right? So this is what they give us. And then these are going through the whole route, the situation of the fuel, time, and so on. We also have a lot of information about, you can see this one is about the wind, but we have some graphs as well down here. It's a very long document, as you can see. I can read some, but I really need to learn how to read everything. And of course, there is some warnings, which I'm not going to go through. Otherwise, we're going to be here forever. Maybe I can use AI to tell me if there is something, that I should know. But yeah, I mean, we are now page 41. I mean, it's like a book. I guess they prepare this one maybe the night before. They go through the whole thing, so when they fly, they are ready. But yeah, as you can see, it's a very long document which shows the route, then shows the wind. There is quite a bit of wind, and then this is our ascent. And then how the wind will perform at certain levels. These are the terrain. And so we will be quite up before we start moving, because this is obviously the highest mountain, which is 10,000 feet. Actually, this is flight level 100, means 10,000 feet. So it's about 12,000 feet, this part. Of course, we're going to go over taller mountains. So at this point, we import this inventory chart. We should file the flight plan, but I'm not using one of those paid version of ATC. I'm going to use the simulator ATC. Okay, so now that we have our route, we can start going close to the aircraft at this point. and we can go in. So, and a lot of things can be done. There it is. We can go inside. Let's see if I can actually walk up. I never really walk up. I usually have to do this to get in. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to show you the aircraft inside. This is the cockpit. As you can see, although it looks complex, it's actually pretty easy to learn. But let's go around the aircraft. So these are, we have 8 people, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we have 5. So we're gonna have 8, including the pilot. I don't think we have a co-pilot. These are the restrooms. Yeah, they are functional to a point, with the decoration and so on. And yeah, they're functional. So in case you need, and the aircraft is not on, so this is not going to work yet. Once we turn on the power, then so 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. No co-pilot today. As you can see, the aircraft is in a little bit of a mess, so we're going to clean it before the passengers arrive. These ones are, their tables, entertainment system, Wi-Fi, and so on. They can close the shades if they want to. They also have a little drawers here for personal stuff. And this one, it doesn't open. All this stuff here. I just closed the door. Okay, we're gonna open it again. Everything in here is functional. As you can see, there are magazines inside. There is food here, and drinks and food. So yeah, I just closed. We need to leave it open because the passengers are gonna come. So I'm gonna sit and start the procedure. So the first thing I need to do is, this is the tablet. This is where I get most of the information about the aircraft situation. So everything seems to be okay. Maintenance, it seems to be okay. I mean, any maintenance that is required. I mean, oil change 200 hours, so it's fine. So what we need to do is we need to first load the route from SimBrief. So this is Navigraph. Eventually we're gonna have the maps here, but we can see it also on the other screen. We have already removed the pitot covers, the engine covers, shocks, and so on. Pitot covers is very important, measures the speed of the aircraft, and engine covers, landing gear pin. Landing gear pin is a safety. So let's put some security cones, a GPU connected, red carpet for our passengers. Let's open the cargo doors for luggage in the back and any other things that needs to be loaded in the front. So I already called the passengers, and it's instant. So we should see the passengers soon. Let me see, they're not, let me unload, and then I'm gonna reload. So as you can see, first of all, we need to clean the cabin. If you remember, it was a mess. Let's take a look at, there were pillows all over the place. Now it's pretty clean, right? So let's go back. And let's go to this one. We are going to serve coffee and snacks. This is how to communicate with the passengers. This is to control, the weights and so on. So let's go to panel number 1, but let's start the batteries. Okay, this is for the entertainment system. And these are the batteries. Turn on the aircraft. Let's connect it to the GPU, ground power unit.
Warning, okay.
This is the engine bleeds, which they also provide the air pressure, since this aircraft can go up to 45,000 feet, as well as heating and so on, or air conditioning. So this is on. We're going to test the aircraft afterwards. Pumps. So let's turn the pumps, engine pumps on. The fuel cross feed will remain off. This is heating for our windshields. We're going to fly high, so obviously I'm concerned about ice potentially, and we need to also heat the aircraft. So let's make sure this is for the air pressure, so it's gonna be on EGS both. So, and this is auto.
System test. Okay.
Right. So this is the heating. So let's turn on the heating a little bit. Let's see how it looks. Going back here. So we have a temperature of 25 degrees. It's warm. Hopefully it's gonna go down a little bit. And right, so let's work now on the checklist, as well as the route, or the initialization of the aircraft. First of all, let's look at the checklist before start. So oxygen mark is okay, test panel, fire protection, smoke detector, annunciator, fasten seat belts, external lights. Okay, so let's start with the test. This is the fire test.
Fire.
Okay. Another test. Yeah.
Fire.
This is for the stall.
Stall.
3 times.
Stall.
And
Stall.
And this is for the ice condition. As you can see, the arrows come here. So those are warning in yellow. In white it's just information, and in red obviously they are critical, right? So we looked at this checklist. The other thing is asking us to do is to start setting up the lights. So the taxi and strobe will do it afterwards. This is for the panel, and this is the emergency light that we're looking for. All right, so let's go through the final part of the list. Pressure, thrust levers is they're idles. Parking brake is set. Yeah. Parking brake is set. Sorry. Ignitions, it's all off. Okay, the doors are, for the moment, they are open. So let's call the passengers. it's 25.1, so it's going down a little bit. Okay, let's see if we have the passenger, otherwise we have to reload. Okay, then we have to load the route from here, which is the same one. We're gonna load the route and gonna import. We are importing the route. We are importing the weights. Okay, so now we do have a co-pilot. I can see the co-pilot next to me, and we should see passengers inside. Okay, they changed the number of passengers. It's fine. Obviously, I'm not in my seat, so now I am. We can close the door. At this point, we have all the passengers on board. And we close the cargo doors. We can remove the red carpet. We leave the security cones on because of the fact that we still have the GPU. So the GPU is actually here. As you can see, this one is giving power to the aircraft in order to start. The big aircraft, they have their own power APU. So this is the GPU. It's like a generator giving us power. Let's go back to the... So let's start the engine at this point. We're gonna start with the engine number right, where there is no GPU. Very powerful engines. Okay, let's look how the engine is performing. Is N1 is supposed to be at 25, so it's going to go up, it's going to go down to 25. ITT and 2 oil pressure, everything looks good. This is the air pressure, very important when we climb. So it's actually 31. Okay. All right, so let's go back to the GPU. We can now disconnect. We have our own power from our engine, and let's start engine number 1. Okay, so we have engine number 1. We need them to be stable. Okay, well, they settled at 37 and 31. Okay, it's now 25. I had the throttle a little bit over the idle, so that's why it was causing that. It's 25, so that is normal now. Everything is normal, as you can see. We'll be asked to adjust the pitch and the roll, but let's do the initialization of the aircraft first. So let's go to this section here. I'm gonna move the controls to the right. Let's start with a voice recorder. We're gonna test the voice recorder now. It's done. This is very important. This is terrain awareness warning system. Now this tells us if we are too close to the terrain, so we don't crash. Mainly used during flights where visibility is limited. Traffic, this is the TCAS, it's to avoid collision with the other with the other aircraft while in the air. We need to set the temperature. Based on the temperature, the air volume changes, density changes, so it may require more, for example, more speed or more runway in order to take off, and that's a critical part. Remember, when you are at 10,000 feet, you have less oxygen and the air is thinner than when you are at 0 feet. So those are all things that you need to take in consideration when you fly an aircraft. All right, so we set these three. Now the flight plan is already loaded, but we need to take a look at it. Okay, so we have the procedures that we have. We don't have the approach yet. I would like to set the approach. Let me see how it looks. So at one point we have the arrival, but we don't have the approach. So let me see what approach we could propose. At this point, I would like to see, for example, and this is Navigraph. So they propose approach. I would like to use an ILS. So ILS runway 22. So Sapre, I like this approach. Let's see if they will allow us to do that. Let me open the procedure. We say runway 22, ILS 22, Sapre. Okay. All right, we're gonna load this approach. Hopefully they will give us that approach. I don't really want to change at the last moment. So we're almost done now. We need to look at the loading of the aircraft. We're going to import from the simulator the weights. Sometimes they give us very heavy passengers for some reason, but we'll just leave it at this point. So pilot, co-pilot, passenger, 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 and then 55 pounds of forward storage for bags, the crew 55, and in the back we have 220 pounds of bags. So let me see how the, okay, sorry, we have to do the fuel as well, fuel balance. Okay, so now let's look at the balance of the aircraft. It is within the margins, as you can see it's all green. It's fine. I would rather see this one more in the middle, but that's fine. We can take off. It's normal at this point. The weather.
Bravo traffic. Euroswiss 1955, 2 miles south, inbound visual runway 01, Lima India Papa Bravo.
Okay, so let's load that meter. So we have wind 3 knots, 246 degrees, temperature 27. Barometric pressure, it's fine. It's 1013, which is normal. So the runway is a short runway, 4,711 feet. This aircraft will manage to take off. It's a very fast, powerful aircraft. It's going to be a challenge, but we'll try. So the elevation of the runway is 778 feet. So it's not high, but of course we are surrounded by heavy mountains. So it's going to be a little bumpy on the way up. Takeoff configuration, we need the flaps 1, ice protection off. I'm gonna leave it on. It's asking for off, so I'm gonna turn it off, but I will have to put it on afterwards. And then we take off data. All right, so we need to take off at 102 knots, the trim 8.6. I'm gonna use the trim, less trim. We need 3,000 feet to take off, 3,038 feet. The runway is 4,711 feet, so we have a spare 1,700 feet for our takeoff. We can accept this. So V1 is the time where we have to make a decision. VR rotate V2 is the speed that we need to rotate if we have a problem with one engine, and I don't remember what it is, 126. But I believe this V1 is the time where go or not go, right? So if you decide to stop, you need to stop at V1, but hopefully we don't have to go through that. For landing, we will need to get the information once we get there. Right, so we yes, we did everything. So we accept the initialization. The aircraft has been initialized. We're now going to change. We're going to change this view to map. And sometimes it doesn't work. All right, so I can see the direction of the map. All right, so like that. Here, in theory, I would need to have a chart, but we are going to depart runway 20. Runway 22. No, not runway 22. Sorry. Let me check. Runway 19. So we are going to depart from runway 19, and let's make it bigger so we can see. Where's the control of that? Okay. Alright, so charts, okay. Information, airport. Okay. Move it down so you can see our aircraft is parked here. If I can move it down, sometimes it's easier in real life than do it on the computer. It doesn't want to listen to me, but so the aircraft is parked here. Most likely they will ask us to do taxiway A and then take off going south around 19, which means under in 90 degrees. In fact, here is 187 degrees, as you can see. So that's quite easy. So at this point, what we need to do, I'm going to set it for to show the departure, so I can follow the departure. And the departure would be Adosa and 4A1S Adosa. So 4A1S, I have Adosa here, I have Adosa here, 4A1S, I have 4A1S, so 4A1S, initial climb, Adosa. So this one will be our departure, and then we will change to the weather radar. So a little bit of let's go to the next checklist after start. What we need to do, we need to configure the aircraft. So the flaps have to be level 1. I have physical commands on the screen here, so I'm going to use physical commands. And I need to trim. I'm not going to use 8.5, it's too steep. I'm going to use 11. Although maybe it has to be a little steep, but I will have to do it manual as well. So bleed 1 is not an error, as I say, it's going to disappear once we take off. So let's look at the other. The GPU has been disconnected. We tested the electrical switch. The batteries are fine. We did all the tests. Engine takeoff data has been set. Pressurization has been set. Takeoff speed is set. Look at the rest. Speed selector, not transponder is set. TCAS is set. Altimeter 1013 is already set. It's already right. Flight controls are free. They are. I mean, I use physical controls, so they are fine. I can show you afterwards. Train is done. Flaps are done. Lights, eyes protection as required. So I'm just gonna leave it off and then I'm gonna put it on afterwards. So just to check, my controls are free, and we can look at also the pilot. If I can put it on, that's fine. I do need to put it on. So these are mine, so I control mine. Okay. All right, so now I'm gonna go a little bit forward here. Okay. So the passengers are on, and we need to welcome them and see how they feel. All right, so the temperature is high, so we need to reduce the temperature. One is happy, but all the others are not happy. VIP, Italy Coleman. Then we have an elderly passenger. We make sure he's an executive, a young professional. So let's welcome them. We serve them coffee and maybe a little snack while we are on. Let's look at the temperature, because it looks like we need to reduce temperature. For some reason it's hot. Okay, this is already on auto, so that's where it's supposed to be, on auto. Okay, let's go back to the lights now. We're gonna turn on the taxi light, the strobe. We are gonna do it afterwards. We are ready to basically start taxiing. One thing that we need to do is we need to request IFR clearance. So this is how we communicate with the ATC, and it looks like this airport is a small airport, so we don't really have an ATC. Select the runway for takeoff. It's runway 19. Actually, select runway for takeoff. 19, okay, and then announce taxi. Runway 19, announce taxi. Okay.
Lima India Papa Bravo traffic. E55P November 65916 is taxiing to runway 19er. Lima India Papa Bravo.
Okay. Because it's a small airport, there will be no response. We are doing this on the radio so the other pilots can hear us and they know our intention. Now we're going to change to virtual reality. So I'm going to put the goggles on, and I'm going to change to virtual reality. So I'm going to pause the recording. Okay, I started the recording again, so let me go back to the aircraft, and I'm gonna switch now to virtual reality. Okay, I need to set the seat properly. Great. Alright, you can see it's actually evening from the shade. So we're gonna do the checklist before takeoff. Let me move the seat forward a little bit. So the difference with the virtual reality is that the screen is not going to be as stable, because moving the head maybe sometimes fast can be you have a different feeling, right? So, but this is really you know, the way it feels like you're sitting in the aircraft. So let's put the strobe on before I forget. I know that you have to put it on, I think, before takeoff, but alright, so we need to let the passengers know. And I see the temperature is getting down a little bit. So as far as I know, is all good. So we can remove the brake, parking brake. Okay, let's look at the map so we can orient ourselves. So the runway 19 is this one. We'll need to go in that direction. Okay. All right. Then they didn't tell us the altitude. So one thing I need to check before we do this, I need to see at what altitude the departure needs to be. So we said 401S Adosa, 401S. Okay, let's see what do they say? The altitude has to be 5,600 feet. And then 12,000 feet by the time we get to Fodor. So 5,600. Actually, it's already set here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set the aircraft, and we're gonna travel at 35,000 feet. Or 33,000 feet, if I remember correctly. That was the flight plan. So I think it was 33,000 feet. So I'm gonna set this one to 33,000 feet. I have also a physical, which is easier to use, knob, and basically I'm changing the altitude from there to 33,000 feet. And that one, then we will use the flight level change. It gives me 27,000. Let me check here. Yeah, 28,000 feet gives me 28,000 feet. So I'm gonna set for 28,000 feet. That's what it is. So I'm gonna set flight level change, nav, no autopilot yet, and this is the before takeoff. So let's start taxiing at this point. I have to be honest, I did not know that Bolzano does not have a control tower. I mean, should have. It is just a small airport. Remove some of these. I'm going to announce on the radio that I'm going to take off. This is runway 19. So they're not going to say anything because it is no control tower. So announce takeoff, depart south. Okay. So people are aware. But this is already on takeoff light.
South departure, Lima India Papa Bravo.
Okay, then we can move forward. Let's keep as much runway as possible. Although we only need 3,000 feet for taking off. Alright, so let me split this one, and that's the one. Okay. Alright, so everything is set. We're gonna go. Let's tell our passengers we're going to take off, and of course let them put the seat belt before I forget. Otherwise, you know, they're gonna be bouncing all over the place.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay, here we go. Yeah, up, flaps up. We are now at 1,300 feet. I'm gonna put the autopilot on.
Center, E55P November 65916 is type E55P Phenom 300e. 2 miles south of Lima, India, Papa Bravo, 1600. Request flight following.
Very
55P
fast.
November 65916, Milan Center, Squadron 145.
Climbing at
Lufthansa 179
9,000
descend
feet.
and maintain 2000.
Squawk Tree 145, E55P 9016.
Okay, we can take a quick look
E55P 9016.
outside.
Radar contact 1 mile
You can see the
northwest of
angle.
Lima, India, 2 Niner Foxtrot, 6400.
That's where we took off. Very powerful
Roger,
aircraft.
E55P 9016.
Descend and maintain 2000. Lufthansa 17908.
Okay, so now we can already adjust. going to use the barometric instrument to set standard the altitude. Lights are off. We can now turn off seatbelts. Let's give them some information about our cruise. Checklist. After takeoff, landing gear up, flaps, thrusts, auto throttle not available, speed it's fine, altimeter is set, yaw damper is on, fasten seat belt, external lights, weather radar. Okay, we can. I just gonna leave it for a little bit longer. Interesting. It's not catching up with okay, I mean, I think I need okay, FMS now, so passengers are all good. Temperature inside is 22 degrees, so it's good. It's actually going down, so we need to adjust it before it gets too low. And we're gonna reduce the fan, and let's put it here. Also the cabin. We are already at 26,000 feet altitude. We went up much higher than what we were giving us in a flight plan. To be honest with you, we should have been at 12,000 feet. At one point we lost the route, the FMS, but then I used the heading to get back on track, and now it's aligning slowly with the FMS. Just gonna check something here. So I don't need the heading anymore. It's gonna now following the FMS only. Yes. Okay, so the speed is now, we reached 27,000 feet. We wanna go to 28,000 feet, no, 27,800. I would say we stay at 27,000, right? So, did they give us, 2 miles south, 15 pounds. They didn't give us the altitude. Okay, we are going to request IFR clearance.
E55P November 65916. 2 miles west of Lima, India, Zulu Hotel Whiskey. Flight level 270. Request IFR to Geneva. Ready to copy.
E55P November.
E55P November 65916. Cleared to Geneva Airport as filed. Squawk Tree 145.
Okay.
E55P 916. Read back correct. Radar contact flight level 270. Continue to Adosa following heading 180. Resume all navigation. Climb and maintain flight level tree 20.
Okay, they want us to go to 32,000
Continue
feet.
to Adosa following heading 180. Resume on navigation.
Let's use the flight
Climb
level
and maintain
change.
Flight level tree 20. E55P 916.
This is the captain's order. Just wanted to let you know that everything is running smoothly.
I'm gonna give them some food, keep them quiet. We are leveling up to 32,000 feet. At this point, I'm gonna change to the weather maps here on this screen. I think the weather is quite good, so I don't see bad weather, so it looks good. I mean, it's hazy, but it's evening, so well, the next one would be the descent. So the checklist, I'm gonna click on descent, but I'm gonna actually remove it so I can see the full screen here. I still need this aircraft to align with the route. I think I still need to adjust the heading so it meets the, because I see it's not aligning. Interesting. It's giving me a hard time, the FMS.
E55P 916. Traffic is 10 o'clock for miles at flight level tree 60, Airbus A320. Report them in sight.
There it is. BBB 0824. Water. Okay, let me check here. Still. Okay, EVRIP. Let's go straight to the next one. There it is. Let's go straight to the next one. It's having a hard time to activate. Okay. Alright, so. Okay. The flight so far is no issue except for the FMS, but it's fine now. So let's go through the instruments. First of all, the passengers are getting better now. The average 77% happy. The VIPs are usually difficult to make to satisfy. Put it on cruising. Okay, so it's 51%. The young professional is 100%. The elderly passenger 86%. The executive 74. It's getting better, and the more we keep them informed, the more stable is the flight. The more brains served, so they're happy. The more they give us better score, and hopefully we have a good landing, so we don't have to worry anymore about their rating. Okay, so now to give you an idea, alright, so this is our map, right? And you can see where we are right now. So we came from here, we went south, and now we are in the south part of the Alps. So we will be able to see lakes. We most likely already passed the Lago di Garda. Let's see if we did. Maybe we didn't. Yes, Lago di Garda we already passed. We were too busy doing a lot of other things. We're gonna see Lago di Seo. So I'm gonna now go outside. You're not supposed to, but you can with the simulator. That's Lago di Garda. It's a little bit hazy, but that's the lake. So we're flying over the Alps. We should see Lago di Seo. This one is Lago di Seo. So the aircraft is being flown by the autopilot now. can move around. Let me see if I can see the airport name. I see an airport over there, but we are too far to get indication. I'm just going to remove them. It's a small airport with one runway. We should be able to see somehow Malpensa. Yes, we're following the route. That's good. Okay, that's an airport, but it's not Malpensa. Could be... we have to check. So those are the other lakes you can see shining. The horizon, that is Como Lake is coming up. Como Lake has a Y-shaped reverse. So Como is north of Malpensa Airport. Malpensa Airport, of course, we all know is the biggest airport in the north part of Italy. Most of the intercontinental flights arrive at Malpensa Airport, about 30 miles from Milano. When we look in that direction, we look at Milano. So that's Como Lake coming up. The altitude is still 32,000 feet. That's good. We need to make sure that we set up the aircraft. Let's look at the lakes first, and then I set up the aircraft for the nav, which is vertical track. To catch the vertical track, to have a proper descent. So Como, Malpensa will be in that direction. We should be able to see Malpensa, although it's a little haze. It's a beautiful area, everybody knows Como, of course. So this part of the branch of Como, it's Lecco. Other side is Como. So they unite and then they go north. At the point, it's actually Bellagio. Como. This is Como Lake, as I mentioned. You can see the left and the right branch. That left branch, at the end of the left branch, is Como. So that area populated at the end of the branch. The other part is actually the dark part, mountain, so it's confusing with the lake, but if you pay close attention, you can see the lake ends at one point. Now you can see better. It's in the shade, so it's confusing the shade with the lake, but now you can see better. So at the end of that branch is actually Como Lake, and on top of the mountain near Como is actually Brunato, a beautiful view of the Lake of Como and Como. So this is Como Lake. Now we should see the Lugano Lake, which is in Switzerland. In the meantime, I see Malpensa Airport over there. It looks like Malpensa Airport. Let's see if I can point it. I think over there, but I only see one runway, so I'm afraid it's not Malpensa. Maybe Malpensa is more south. Oh, Malpensa is over there, much bigger. I don't know if you see that. That's Malpensa Airport. If you go to Milano, you will land there if you're coming from intercontinental flight, but even European flights. And then Milan, of course, you go south-west. So this is Lugano. That is Lugano over there. This is a bridge. You go over, you get to Lugano. So that's Lugano, and then this lake is in Switzerland. Let me move these things out of the way. That is Malpensa. So my town is actually Busta-Schitz. I think it's this one. Busta-Schitz, Malpensa. Then this is the Ticino River. You can see a river over there. That's Ticino River. So these lakes, I think one is Lago di Varese. I'm not sure if it's this one or that one. There is also Lago d'Orta, which has a small little island called Orta San Giulio, which is a very pretty lake, small lake. And probably not this one. This is Lago Maggiore. This lake starts in Italy and goes into Switzerland. This is Lago Maggiore. It has also some beautiful islands. I think that is, I think this is Lago Maggiore. There's another lake there. I think that's Lago di Varese. And no, this is, I think this is Orta San Giulio. Lago d'Orta, let's see. It's a beautiful area. It's too big of a lake to be Orta San Giulio. It may be Varese. Let me see how big it is. I'll have to do some research. I should know this, right? This is Lago. This one is Lago Maggiore. This one, with all these islands. Lago Maggiore continues over there into Switzerland. Yes, this is Lago Maggiore. These are beautiful islands to visit. Isola Madre, Isola Pescatore, Isola Bella, and these straits are beautiful. So, and then Lago Maggiore continues there into Switzerland. So this is Lago di, looks like Lago di Varese, although I'm tempted about Lago d'Orta, but Lago d'Orta I think it's smaller, so I may have missed it. Or maybe it's one of those little lakes over there, which are not very visible from here. Alright, so we're going over the Alps now. There's some snow, which is good because we've been losing snow quite a bit. I have to be honest, I'm not, if I can say where Mont Blanc is further up, and maybe that one. That's the highest mountain. It's 4,810 meters. So okay, let's see if we can do better from here. We have a lot of distance from. We have a lot of distance from the ground, so no fear. However, we need to prepare for the approach. Let's see where we are right now. So we are at 20. Okay, all right. So let's see for the landing. Most likely 2,500 feet for the landing. Let's see, 4,000 feet. Okay, 4,000 feet for the landing. So we're gonna set the altimeter target altitude at 4,000 feet, and we're gonna use the VNAV when we get the vertical track. And because it doesn't have an auto thrust, then we would need to be in the cockpit to make sure that we don't overspeed, otherwise the aircraft may break in flight. But right now, let's look at 4,000 feet. And also what I want to do, and okay, we're gonna put a VNAV, so hopefully we'll catch the vertical track. You can see here for vertical path. And now what we want to do is, since the weather is fine, we don't have to worry about the weather, I think. Then let's look at the charts. So the destination airport is LSGG. LSGG. Enter. Okay, it's already looking, you see, we barely caught it. Could have been too late, right? So that's good. It's gonna bring us down to 18,000 feet. Vertical track. So the arrival we're going to have is, I believe, is Sapre. So I need the arrival. And arrival is runway 22 and is Sapre, right? So okay, the arrival. I thought it was Sapre, let me check. This Sapre is after. No, it's Sapre, there it is. Sapre, so let's see if this one can help us.
Descend via Bantry Romeo to 7,000. Expect ILS runway
Okay, I
22
see.
approach via Sapper transition.
Yeah, you just said. Okay, so we are gonna go into here.
Expect ILS runway 22 approach via Sapper transition. E55P9er16.
We're gonna see the aircraft coming into the map. And the vertical speed is gonna bring us to the correct altitude. Then we're gonna turn northeast. And we're gonna do a U-turn over the lake to the Geneva airport, landing on runway 22. And is that 22 R left, or just, I think there is only 122, I think. All right, so we don't need both. I think we are fine. We are on track. And ILS around 22. So we need to lower the speed because since we are descending, then the aircraft will increase the speed, and we don't want to go into this section here, which is overspeed and can break the aircraft apart after a while, though. So that looks like Mont Blanc to me. I mean, at least it's the tallest, so. But let me see, maybe we can. Fortunately, we were able to check the instruments from outside, so we can have a better view of the Alps. I just need to find where is it? Yeah, definitely in Switzerland. Well, probably not yet, actually. Mont Blanc is part in Italy, part in Switzerland, part in France. We are actually over the town of Aosta, this is that one, which is in Italy. It's a nice town, has an airport as well in the valley, as you can see. Yes, that is Aosta. Over there. So the nice thing about Mont Blanc, you can go to close to the Mont Blanc, and you can take a cable car and go up. You actually have to take two of them. You go up close to the peak. You have a fantastic view of the Alps. You are above most of the Alps. Descending, the speed is good. We have fuel, so no problem. We don't have much fuel though, but we have fuel. I think from Mont Blanc you can see Monte Rosa. I don't know if it's that one. It's obviously one of these peaks. If it's this one. You can see the horizon. Let me see if I can point over there. You can see the lake, that's Geneva Lake. So soon we will make a turn, and we need to be back because we need to start the procedures. We need to start slowing down the aircraft and beautiful mountains. Obviously here we are in Switzerland, and France is over there, Switzerland on this side. Okay, we're still descending. 18,000 feet. Let me check the altitude, what we are supposed to be. It's a little small to look from here. I should find out why. Okay. Right, so here the minimum is 11,000 feet down to 6,000 feet. This is the minimum, down to 4,000. And here it shows 3,700.
136.455, 355 P9016.
So this is, let me look at the approach. So we said the approach is okay, runway 22, ILS, runway 22, no, I need the approach, ILS, runway 22, is that too early, or what's the reason for? Okay, let's see.
Marseille Center, E55P November 65916 is passing 16,300, descending 7,000 via the Bagtree Romeo
So this is the approach Sapre, and the ILS
Marseille Center, QNH 1020.
starts at 4,000. Need to be a 7,000 at Sapre. Starts at 4,000. The ILS. So maximum speed 210 if below 8,000 feet, or 230 above 8,000 feet. We have to be at 4,000. At GG 808 we have to be at 4,000. Sapre at 7,000. I set it already the target for 4,000. We'll just follow the vertical track. So that's the Lake of Geneva. There it is. We are going to go right eventually. Here you can see, and then we will follow the approach. But it's a little early now, so we can go back and look at the arrival information, and maybe we can make it bigger so we can see better.
9er 16 contact Geneva approach on 136.455. Good day.
Okay, Geneva approach.
136.455, E55P9er16.
Alright, so let's look at the passengers. They are all happy because we leave them quiet. We are gonna tell them we are descending.
This is the captain. We're now descending towards our destination.
Temperature is great.
We should be arriving shortly.
This is an evening arrival. Let me see when we have to change the barometric pressure. Did they give us QNH 1020? Okay, 1020.
Flight director.
Right, 1020. That is to adjust the altitude based on the air pressure. Is measuring hectopascal. Let's see if I can do it from here. 1020, and they may change again. It's giving me a warning because all three instruments have to match. So warning, no more warning. We have no error so far. So what I need to do is slow down the aircraft. So let me put, we need to be at 230 and 210. So let me slow down the aircraft. We're going to use the speed brakes. You can see from, something is going to come up now. Those are the speed brakes. So you can see the speed is going down fast, 238 to 20 to 10 to 09. Okay, I'm going to just wait a little bit. Okay, let me see if we can slow down further. In theory, we could put some flaps, but it's a little early because so Geneva is over there, and we have to go to the middle of the lake, go on the lake, turn back, and land. And there is still a little bit of space. So let's connect to the Geneva approach. They will give us some more information.
Geneva approach. E55P November 659er16 is at 6,000 climbing 7,000.
55P November 659er16. Geneva approach. QNH 1019er. Radar contact. Continue to GT 512.
Check, there is an altitude limit here. Sorry, it's just too small to see. The altitude is 4,300, 3,700. So I am, I said 5,000. So let's put 4,300. 4,300. Let's descend to 4,300. I'm going to remove VNAV for the moment, and I'm going to descend to 4,300. The speed is good, stays stable. You know what? We didn't need a windshield heating for some reason. Maybe some.
55 P916. Keep speed not above 210 knots.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm 170
Keep
speed, so
not
no
above
problem.
210 knots. E55 P916.
Okay, so in the meantime, let's put on the checklist for descent. This is fine pressurization, fasten seatbelt, too early. Let me move to the other panel, other checklist, approach. Okay, let's leave it on the approach. So here, all right, so what we need to do now, we need to go to Sapri. Once we get to Mansell, let's see. Otherwise I have to do it manually. So speed 140. I'm gonna decrease to 4,000. Okay, let's go down to 100 feet.
Director.
Let's go down to 100 feet. Put the lights on. Let's put the seatbelt on. Let's give them a little bit more coffee, more information. Speed is good. Okay. Mansell is... Now we are gonna go directly to Sapri. Okay, so we're gonna turn and we are gonna set the approach. Soon we should be able to see the localizer on our instruments. So I'm gonna set approach. And we're gonna look at the approach map. There it is. So we said we need to be around, he's asking 7,000, we are 4,000. 4,000 here is good. Okay, so we have the localizer. It better be lower than higher when we get the localizer. One thing we need to check is the landing information, so landing data. The weather is good, 22 degrees, 1019, they give me 110, okay, 120. Runway, it's long runway, 12,000 feet. Full flaps, no ice, and we need to land at 106 knots, full flaps. Okay, so to Sapri we have, yeah, I can see the localizer already, so I mean at least on the map there. Okay, we need to accelerate now. We are becoming too close to stall, so yeah, localizer is there. You can see the G. It's not green yet, but already says it. Once we are aligned and at a certain point, which is here, we will see the localizer, and there will take us down to the runway. Well, everything is good so far. Lake of Geneva here. Maybe we can go quick look outside.
55P9er16. Climb and maintain 5600.
Yeah, I know.
Climb and maintain 5600. E55P9er16.
But Lake of Geneva. Wants us to go to 5600. And then we have to go down again. Okay, alright. If they want us to go to 5600, let's do it. Okay, we are going up.
Flight director.
You know what? I would have to change the settings, so I prefer to leave it at 4000 at this point. Yeah. Localizer is there. Speed is good. Light is on. Passengers have been advised. The VIP, I don't know what he wants. Let me see. Does he need to go to the restroom? Everything is fine, so coffee, finally some before. Okay, more coffee. Temperature is good. More information about landing. They want us to be at 5600. Alright, I can go maybe a little bit more. 5000, but then I have to drop again. Uh, 7000 Satri. Petal 4640. Alright, you know what? I'm going to do up. Go up fast. Let's go 5000. We're going to use the vertical track. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to change the altitude to 4000. And I'm going to use the VNav.
Vertical track.
Okay, we got vertical track, that's good. No flaps yet. We still have a little bit to go. At one point I realized the aircraft was not moving.
Contact Geneva Tower on 118.705 when inbound on the approach.
It froze. I had to get out and back again and move.
118.705. E55 P9er16.
Okay, Geneva Tower.
Geneva Tower. E55 P November 659er16. 14 miles northeast. Inbound ILS runway 22 approach.
These two guys must be
E55 P
twins.
November 659er16, Geneva Tower. QNH 1019er, cleared ILS runway 22 approach.
1019.
Cleared ILS runway 22 approach.
1019.
E55 P9er16.
1019. Okay, 1019. Alright, so I see the runway, so at this point I would start using the flaps, and the localizer is already active. So, and I'm gonna, yeah, sorry. What is that? Barometric?
High speed. High speed. High speed. High speed.
Let's do this.
High speed. High speed. High speed. High speed.
Okay. I'm gonna use the speed brakes. I need to slow down. Yeah, there is no difference. Landing gear is down. Let me see, sometimes it's just one. Good.
Trim. Trim. Trim.
And the passengers.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Seatbelt is on.
E55 P9er16, wind 037 at 4, cleared to land runway 22.
Cleared to land runway 22. E55 P9er16.
Let's get some ATIS information. Flaps
Geneva Airport
2.
Information Uniform, 03000. Wind 037 at 4. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at
Flaps
3,400, few clouds at 5,000, few clouds at 14,000. Temperature, 22, dew point, 8.
Flaps
QNH
4.
1019er, LS runway 22 in use. Landing and departing runway 04. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have uniform.
We are aligned perfectly with the runway, and I see 2 white and 2 red, which means our track descent, it's fine. So the landing is supposed to be a 106 the speed, so let's increase a little bit. Increase a little bit. Watch the speed. Watch the speed. Let's see. There's a little bit of wind, so speed. little bit more. Little bit more the speed. Okay.
200.
Autopilot off. We're gonna do now the manual landing.
100. Flight director.
Flaps up.
55 P9er16, exit runway when able. E55 P9er16, contact ground on 121.855.
121.855 for E55 P9er16.
We need the chart of the airport. We're gonna contact taxi to gates. Let's see if we can get us the
Even
gate.
ground. E55 P
If you can find the
November
gate.
9er16. Taxi to the gate.
55 P November 659er16, taxi to gate 44 via taxiway Charlie.
Taxiing to gate 44 via taxiway Charlie. E55 P9er16.
4-4. This is 19. Okay, 4-4, this one here. So they're asking us to taxiway C. Taxiway C. Taxiway C. We are taxiway C. So 4-4 is past the B, we are 4-4. Okay. Alright, I think I got it. I need to go right, no? Oh, looks like right. Okay, right. Let's change to taxi light here. for us. I don't know where he wants me to go. Okay. Parking brake. Engines off. Okay, so we got 64. I don't know why every time there is a VIP they give you low scores. They really want to be spoiled. Good. So now we can open the door. Let's unload in real time. A car will come to pick them up. If it comes, because I just saw that went back to. Okay. Actually, it's not no car, so it's already offloaded. Okay, fine. I'm gonna close the doors at this point. We don't need the doors open anymore. That was quick. So these are the speed brakes, those things. Doors, cargo doors. Okay, this is good. All right, so let's turn the aircraft off. Cold. We don't need this anymore. This one we never used. Okay. Oh, we left the test there. Okay. Don't need this anymore. No generator. It's using the batteries. We have the entertainment system off. I think we turned everything off. The flap, all the flaps are up, right? I know. Okay. All the flaps are up. That is off. So we can turn off this one. And we can turn off the battery.
GPWS system failure.
Okay. This one is off. That is off, 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 all off, all off. Okay, then we can leave the aircraft. Yeah, well, maybe one thing we need to do before leaving the aircraft, which I always forget, is we need to put the pilot covers, engine covers, chocks, landing gear pin, and you know what? We're gonna leave the security cones as well, just in case, so people don't come too close to the aircraft. Yeah, so we have all the covers. We have the pitot cover, engine cover. We have the chocks. We have the cones, and we can look. The pin is in. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The landing gear pin is in. Let's see around the aircraft. Beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay. We basically managed to arrive before any rain or anyway, dusk. Yeah, all good. The aircraft is all good. No damage. It's good. We can stop the flight. Thank you, guys.